ready. Now then. Yes. Go on, Edgy.
Will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand?
If the judge's voice sounds funny, the judge is eating oranges. Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. You want to hear the truth.
Of course. The truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Well, yeah, no page of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, blood is blood, sadly.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant.
Get Gant. Gant and the fabrication. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Liar!
Was there a line there that I missed?
The last bit. You would have heard me. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted.
Yeah, no.
Her saying
Judge.
No. I'm more referring to what Lana said.
Yes, I'm aware of what Lana said. I skipped through a line of the judges, I think, by mistake.
Oh, I think...
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, he was like, kind of like, are you sure with your testimony, miss?
There we go. That's the line I missed. Dear fucking Lord.
Sorry.
Go on.
Your Honour, I'm confessing to a capital offence. Of course, I'm sure. But Lana!
If that's true, if this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yeah. This is no time to start second guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. So.
No need to talk about that. No. Okay. Why? Okay, press that.
You wanted me to press that one, didn't you?
Yeah, let's do these two.
Did you do so to help your sister?
Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Oh no.
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago.
Okay, press here.
say you did this all by yourself?
Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor's award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
Hold on.
Hmm?
That's weird.
What?
What did she just say?
The award knife?
Uh-huh.
Hmm?
What did Emma push him into?
The armour. Interesting. Let's continue.
What? The prosecutor marshal died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change that statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
Or just to protect me.
So when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. Okay, let's press that then. That's new info.
You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know best. Should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. Why did you move the body? That's the more curious one. Planting the knife, fair enough. That gets Dark convicted. We all know that. Yeah, why did the body have to be moved?
When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you introduced it, was by Chief Gill's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
So the witness explained this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Okay, I guess we'll press the jar.
Pieces of the jar? You mean...
Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I thought it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
See. What's the matter, Anna?
Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed.
What if it was shattered after?
But I have a feeling there is more to it than that.
It must be a contradiction there somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Right, go back to the one we just pressed on. We're gonna have to present the jar to that. Because why would Emma's name have been written on it if it was already shattered?
Yeah, it's impossible.
Exactly.
Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery, the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I'm compelled to bring everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony.
To
A significant
contradiction in my testimony.
We testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the event threatened my plan."
That's right.
Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died.
Ah,
He couldn't have written Emma's name on the shattered jar.
you're right.
Order! Order!
Your Honour, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar, not char, goodness me, and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw.
Dark. I want to illuminate it.
We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
I want to luminol the jar.
I don't even know if we can, to be honest.
You can understand why I want to luminol
Yeah.
it. Maybe I should have luminoled the office when I had the chance.
Yeah, we never thought of doing that.
Yeah. Very well, the witness may now continue her testimony.
The jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Why though?
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well, the defence may now begin its cross-examination.
Well, we don't even need to really press anything. She, thought she got everything. She said that she's sure she got them all, but there's one that she didn't get. So, present jar because of the bit we found in Gant's locker. Sorry, safe.
Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. But couldn't the defendant simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Oh, you are a dumbass man. Can you believe that?
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? Then again, you probably have. When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At that time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer that? Yeah! No! Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Tim and Gant arrived at the scene prior to the witness. Proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
It's... I know what it is. Fabrication of evidence. It's not.
Well, it's concealing evidence.
Yeah. It's concealing evidence, not fabrication of evidence. Fabrication means you're curing it out of your ass, basically. Concealing means you've taken a piece and hidden it. So, bad. Bad game. But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet.
Ow!
Don't do that, you idiot. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients.
Foul lies. Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem like the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if you're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana may be right after all.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright? What do you mean, Wright? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
Miss Sky, please testify once more.
But...
if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
Ooh. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Sky, if you will.
I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
Thank you.
You're already in trouble, Lana. You committed perjury.
Oh, so many times. All right, the witness may testify once more for the final time.
To be honest, everyone near enough commits perjury on the stand.
Yeah, right.
At your crime scene. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Dank. Yeah. Dank memes?
Never do that again.
Never. Sorry.
Please. I will throw something at you. Ever do that again.
Okay. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. It all really was a fabrication. Emma might be innocent. Innocent, yes.
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword?
Yes. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you.
Mr. Wright, please present this picture. Book?
Yeah, bookmark. Probably a bookmark.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check out that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Well, let's check out the book. Oh. There it is.
Hey, there's a picture here.
Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest! Could that be...
Copy found inside Chief Gant's safe.
That cloth, it had fingerprints on it. Whoever's fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? But those fingerprints... They're yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Sorry, the judge is peeling oranges. Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. I did nothing.
He interrupted.
Come now, a G. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
Chief Gant.
What's the stop us doing? What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. Just sit back, relax. And enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
Ah, so what? You think I'm worried? After that reaction, I'm not sure what you are. If I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Chief? Well, that ain't it, Chief.
No.
Sorry to disappoint you. But I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me. I shall. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? You're supposed to be the judge.
Yeah, you took over before I could even have a chance to do the line before. Someone?
So, what's your excuse, righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Oh God, he knows. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright? I show that piece of evidence now. We don't have to.
We can't show it because it means that Emma did it, and we can't implicate Gant.
Yeah, but also we can't show it anyway.
It's not been proven yet to be related.
Exactly. You can't show it because it's not relevant to the trial, the case on trial.
Yeah. And besides, if Gant wants us to show it, why would you do exactly what he wants?
That Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Miss... Hello?
Oh, sorry.
You're the judge!
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. Inquiries. Why is it different? Inquiry.
An inquiry is somewhat different to an inquiry. Google it.
Maybe later.
What do I do now? I'd better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall?
No.
Cannot.
It's not been relevant yet.
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie!
Chief Gant?
You opened my safe! I know you took what was inside! The conclusive evidence! I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture.
I don't know.
See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area?
It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the Chief of Police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Yep.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, righto? Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
What? You mean you admit to it?
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her?
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky?
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I had 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe?
But why?
For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck.
Well, you did it by cheating.
See this jar fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too?
Oh, ho, ho. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do all that. Being chief and all.
But you weren't chief, you were deputy.
But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late.
No, you made it easy for
It's been a
us.
long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. And as long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine.
Let's show it. He's incriminated himself, for one, and he, himself, has linked it to the case. And if he's saying he made it look like that Emma did the killing, the handprint would have been there from Emma pushing him away from, you know, what he thought was himself. So that would have been there anyway from Emma pushing Marshall. Show. He had to have done something.
Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Go ahead. It's a piece of cloth. Yeah, now's the time to present it. It has to be. We've not used it yet. And with evidence law, Gant has now brought up its relation to the case himself by incriminating himself.
Take that!
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. At last you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honour, the prosecution requests that to be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. Oh, you mean? It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
Ho ho ho! You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Raito had all this time to present this evidence, yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? But Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well, I'll tell you. Should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom his fingerprints belong is Emma.
Take that!
Emma Sky? What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, you're really something, Raito. You knew this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me.
So it's true. Tragic, but true.
Now,
This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Sky, you knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't.
Sky, it's not over yet.
What?
I said this trial isn't over yet. Ah! But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
He's just letting you ramble, mate.
Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
Behold, the field in which holds my fucks.
No. Behold the field in which I grow my fucks. See, 'tis barren. Sorry, I remember random shit. Right, piece of evidence that contradicts it. That one.
Uh-huh, look at the picture. It's very bloody, isn't it? Like he spat all over that side of his jacket and shirt and all that.
We've already cut out.
Yeah.
Take that!
Phoenix went on and on about contradiction. That's the newest piece of evidence that shows it.
And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out?
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth.
It's clean.
Wait, there's no blood on it.
Ah! Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense! Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside.
He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked down.
If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword?
Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it.
Remember what you admitted only moments ago. That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Hallelujah.
Who's objecting? Oh dear. Poor Ganty.
Oh, that was close, Raito. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
What do you mean you refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
Order! Order! What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Uji? Earlier, old Raito here concealed that piece of cloth.
Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
But that's not fair!
Ho 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 ho! Did you actually think you could best me in court? Yes, I have. It looks like the last laugh's on you, son. No, I have bested you.
I'm afraid Mr. Kent's claim is legally correct. While Mr. Edgeworth... True. Legal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright?
It seems, at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I did not.
No. You create me evidence.
I admit I refused to present it at one point. Aha! So the evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, Uji, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe.
Shut up. There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. The book. Hi, may I present to you the law?
This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law.
Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department.
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago.
No.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless.
The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant.
You yourself confessed to a certain truth.
No!
It was then that you approved this cloth. As conclusive... Sorry, cock in my mouth. As conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the Chief of Police, personally approved this cloth.
The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you. I'm just gonna let him.
Oh, goodness me. Oh, God. Your hands are gonna kill from that.
I knew I should have gotten rid of him. Good for nothing scum. 2 years he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman. So it was Marshall that
Marshall convinced him in the end. We thought it was Angel.
Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to.
Oh, okay, so that was actually a relevant flashback then. It's hard to tell sometimes with this.
Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He opened his evidence locker. As he was taking the evidence out, he said,
It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall.
Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife. couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. Bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the body in my car.
I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. It broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will.
I'm going to have to get in the car now.
Leaving the prosecution's car aside. How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did, if the truth ever came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker?
I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar of fragments and the glove. Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, G.
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
I don't really want to eat with you anyway. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, Archie. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Raito here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand.
Yes?
First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent.
You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. Everything I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today.
No, I'll do it.
Okay.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble.
My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. She finally smiled. That's cute. I owe you my thanks, Mr. White. Cute smile. She's no longer conscious. Calm down.
Miss Sky.
And you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing. Liar.
I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above the door and guided Mr. Right to victory. You've done very well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it! I only did my job! I don't do well with praise. Be mean to me. It's the only thing I do with well. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Sky,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky,
Not guilty! Yep, of course he is.
That is all. This court is adjourned. At long last, it's finally over.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. What, is it because she smiled? You know, I did my best too.
Yeah, it's because she didn't say anything.
But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Oh, I'm not interrupting anything, pals!
Oh, for God's sake. I love you, Gumshoe, but bad timing.
Oh, guess I am.
Thanks for
I'll
the,
come back later.
thanks for the confetti, mate.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
Stop puppy dog.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around all around while on duty. And stop it if you come here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Say, line up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
No, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Hello. Lana!
Shouldn't you be doing this? Sorry, should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't.
How are you still a detective at this point? Well, you got fired.
Don't worry about it.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked Anne to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. Now, I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? I'm going to jail. Of course! You know, sis. I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. You're a fucking moron. Oh, Emma. Emma, let's hug. Embrace me. They did embrace.
No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path.
Phoenix, now's not the time to be preachy.
It is from there that we can move on towards a brighter future.
Okay.
At least that's what I felt watching those two sisters make up.
Why are you being poetic about this shit? Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe.
Right?
Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Yeah, I'm seeing you soon. Isn't that right? Edgeworth? Snooping again?
Edgeworth!
Stop hiding and come over here. I'm not hiding in this plant.
Where is he hiding?
Can't believe she caught me. I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, well, I'll be going now.
Bye.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me.
Huh?
No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth! Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Count was right. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now.
But Edgeworth.
Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrified me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were with your broski, boyfriend. I am shocked, aghast. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
What? Yeah! What is this, a quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh?
Well, that'd be the evidence lists.
That one?
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to find the full picture without... That's the picture I drew!
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other.
It's like a heart locket.
Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture.
That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth.
Are you saying it's in the stars? Phoenix? Right. It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Right. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Go back to work? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can still let what happened kill the prosecutor. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right?
But what I face now
Is my problem.
Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court.
I'm sure you will. Farewell.
The marriage kind.
I'd better be going too. Okay. But I'll be by to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn. I'm catching up to do. Yeah. This is a little something for you. It's scientific investigation for children. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. Stop being a cutie.
So, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, they have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun.
Woo!
And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. Yeah, but I love how Edgeworth was the last one.
I know, not Mia or Maya.
Edgeworth. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go shaking off just yet, pal.
Oh god, he was monologuing.
Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But
I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to borrow the garden in order to sneak out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh?
way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright, he has been the one who'll be footing the bill. Huh? What do you think I could afford with doing my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we go pay it off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. There we go.
Okay. So I was right.
You were. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Believe me, she's not appeared in any other game.
Like I said, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Gant did it.
Yep.
I knew it had to have been him.
In a sense, you were right with everything, just not everything.
Yikes! I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said, bro. It just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily. It's not a good thing, Gumshoe. That's really
No,
not.
it's not.
Yeah, no, I knew it had to be Gant because he's the only one with the authority to do anything like that.
Yep. And get away with it for so long.
Yeah. So I was right.
Yes.
Oh, Pumpkins.
My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir! Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe!
And be penalised and have no money.
Fucking meekins.
Fucking meekins. Fucking meekins. No. Go away. Crunch. Oh, my hip. Oh god. He died at last.
The dancer dies. Cody finally fucking died.
What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Dar managed to sneak this in to me. She's seen one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get the water?
I can try, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not a policeman officer. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the right way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. In a sense, this whole case is like a mini, Phoenix Wright in itself.
Yeah, it is.
I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left.
Right.
Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for how many years? Well, anyway, I got another trial to get to, so I better be. Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, got to go.
Thanks, Judge.
God. He really is clueless.
He is.
Careful old grandpa wobbled onto the judge's chair.
Grandpa, get off the stage! No. Maya! Ah! Nothing soothes the soul like
No,
a fresh
not a
country air. Still, sometimes you do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Miss Maya, afternoon training is about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Bye, bitch.
You never do become a full-fledged one, though. Does she? Alright, no, with the training she surely would.
Exactly, she does. It'd be really stupid if she can't, summon anyone unless Mia possesses her.
True.
That'd just be terrible. Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh god, you.
Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. What's going on? Where's Edgeworth?
I'm gonna fucking resign.
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Okay, Dragon, if you could open the book for us. No, you can certainly see the age difference. That's her just, like, starting out the Force, and that's her, a little tiny kid being all like, hey, got your hat, bitch. That's cute, though.
It is.
And there we go. So that's the first Phoenix Wright game. I think we'll leave any reviews of the Phoenix Wright trilogy until we're done, I think.
I think that's a good idea.
Because in a sense, to talk about it, you have to talk about it as a whole. Because of how it develops over time. Now for us to start the next game, we have to select new game.
Yeah.
And we'll do that at some point in the future. But that's it for back there, thank you. We'll have good appropriate music playing while we say goodbye, goodness. So yeah, that's it for Ace Attorney. So be sure to leave a like and a comment. Let us know how you felt about this whole ordeal and game. Very fun for us. And subscribe to see future games that we end up playing. Obviously, in the future we will eventually get to Justice for All and Trials and Tribulations. But that's not going to be immediate. I think me and Dragon are going to take a little break again from Phoenix.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, well, we've got plenty of other stuff to play anyway.
Yes.
And we can't just make ourselves the Phoenix Wright channel because you're gonna run out quickly.
Yes.
Anyhow, Dragon.
If you like what you have seen, please consider subscribing to our Patreon and becoming one of our lovely beans today. If, however, that is too expensive for you at this time, please consider our one-off donation on our Ko-fi. With 2 today.
But for now, Lime out.
Dragon out.